3D fighting games are some of the most pivotal fighting games in the community. They have once changed the 2D notion of what we believe a fighting game can be, and bringing it to many eras of many ideas. So today, we'll be talking about 3D fighters, how to get into them, and the ins and outs, a general guide of 3D fighters. 3D fighters surely evolved from their counterparts. Starting with Virtua Fighter, we had games that had polygonal 3D, and they were on a 2D plane. You couldn't really sidestep with Virtua Fighter, Tekken 1 and Tekken 2. Now in the age that we have now, you can finally sidestep, but these 3D fighters still take different routes. These 3D fighters of these different routes consist of Tekken, Virtua Fighter, and Dead or Alive, to name a few. Control layout for these 3D fighters were also very different as well. Tekken having a 4-button control layout, which each button is mapped to each limb. For Dead or Alive, you have punch, kick, block, or punch, kick, hold, which is basically hold is how you counter. If you hit hold and back, hold and down back, and hold and up back, and you have your standard punch and kick. Virtua Fighter, punch, kick, grab. It may seem simple, but just wait. I'm going to explain how complex these games are. Now I'm going to talk about the mechanics of these games and the ins and outs and what you should expect from these games. Starting with some 3D fighters, we have games like Tekken, where you can dash back, you can dash forward, and you can also cancel your dash or sidestep. Because of this, advanced techniques have developed such as Korean backdashing, wave dashing if you main a Mishima, and much more advanced techniques. The thing about Tekken, high and lows are still prevalent, but now when you block you don't take chip damage. There are also some unblockable moves, but with the sidestep mechanic you can dodge and whiff punish these unblockable moves. And some characters have different varying properties such as regulars and just frames, charges, and moves that are just generally safe on shield. Dead or Alive presents a more action-oriented 2D feel to a 3D fighter. While you can move and sidestep and move all over, Dead or Alive is more fast-paced than Tekken is. Now in Dead or Alive, a lot of the moves are fast, they're quick, they have high normals, and it's mostly about launches, just like Tekken. Unlike Tekken, these launches doesn't lead to a different state such as bound or corkscrew that's in Tekken 7. However, it leads to just varying air combos. And some of these characters are very fast characters. Some of these characters, they still have the grapple mechanic and possibilities. They have very varying resets, and there's also advanced techniques to be held in this game too. Not to the same degree as Tekken, but a very high degree. With the counter and hold system, it prevents a very defensive and very methodical level of play. Finally, with Virtua Fighter, we have the most technical of the bunch. Though starting out very simple, it became very complex fast with Virtua Fighter 2 and Virtua Fighter 3, which I think is the pinnacle of competitive Virtua Fighter, at least in Japan, until Virtua Fighter 4. Now, Virtua Fighter may seem simple at first, but in Virtua Fighter 2 and 3, there was many different steps. Especially in Virtua Fighter 3, you had advanced techniques like the Korean step, which was very essential to moving and weaving in and out of your opponent. Damages can do really big damage. It's played with 30 time, and you have to be very careful because it's all about your neutral game. You even had the most notorious difficult characters like Akira and his combos. Even in the other later Virtua Fighter games, it was proven that Virtua Fighter, it's very complex, but it's also very, very, very rewarding. In my opinion, I think out of these three, Virtua Fighter is the hardest one, but it's also one of the deepest ones. It has the movement in Virtua Fighter 3, it has the neutral in Virtua Fighter 4, and Virtua Fighter 5 encompasses all. But in my opinion, I think Virtua Fighter 3 is the best. Virtua Fighter is about patient and planned strikes. Every strike is very precise and very planned, as you have small HP and low time to work with. So you have to be very careful and think about all your options in Virtua Fighter. In my opinion, the true methodical fighting game, and what a fighting game competitively really is. You can't pick up and play Virtua Fighter, you have to sit down and learn Virtua Fighter, and it's a damn rewarding game to learn. So I suggest all of you learn it.